Hello everyone and welcome to another part of the Red Embrace Hollywood LP. From here on out, this is our story, I guess? Me and Antonio's story. I highly suggest you buy the game if you want to go in blind from this point forward. Links are in the description. If you want to support the devs, let's go. Wait, before we actually get started, I'm not sick anymore, but allergies are still a thing. You might not notice. I'm going to be coughing a lot. I'm going to edit it out. Now let's get into it. My heart sank into the soft, welcoming sand. A gentle rhythm of crashing waves filled my ears, washing over the distant cries of seagulls. It felt so different from the glittering bustle of Hollywood and downtown LA. Almost like a remote, isolated bubble of paradise. After taking a taxi from the hotel to Santa Monica, I'd been wandering around for a little while, looking for Randall's place. The only directions he'd given me were at the beach, which wasn't exactly the most helpful. Luckily I could smell, or rather sense, the presence of vampires nearby. I wonder how that will work out later on in the story. But this time it felt like I was tracking a blob instead of individual scents. As if they'd all morphed together into one giant presence. My feet soon took me to a rickety house by the waterfront. I heard a familiar, charismatic voice booming through the windows, which meant this definitely was the place. Antonio! I need to pay attention to the sprites this time. I paid attention to the sprites during my editing and I was like, damn, Randall's very pretty and handsome. I didn't check out his tattoos. Look at his tattoos. Like, his shirt. Gotta pay attention, man. Look at the background. There's a cat! A few seconds after I knocked, the door swung open. At first, Randall looked shocked to see me, but his mouth soon curled into a guarded smile. Ooh. Oh, this subtle eye movement. Whoa. You know, I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting you to show up again. I'm actually surprised like how often choices pop up in this game. It's really frequent. Like you'll go long like stretches of like reading, but they pop up pretty often. Which I know some people like complain that options don't pop up as often in visual novels. I don't feel like there's been like long stretches of time where there wasn't like an option to choose from. So our choices. Well, I just couldn't keep myself away, or most people don't. I like to catch them by surprise. Or why? Because you're an enemy? The last one is a little hostile, isn't it? None of these really fit. I think the closest one would be the first one. Well, I couldn't keep myself away. It sounds flirty, but I think we'll go with that one, because just it seems more us than these two. Well, I just couldn't keep myself away. Oh yeah. Sounding more than a little skeptical, he raised an eyebrow at me. I could almost believe it if you weren't on Queen Bitch's leash. She sent you here, didn't she? No one sent me here. I just came to talk to you. Or, don't be a dick about it. You said I could stop by any time, right? We're not aggressive. No one sent me here. I just came to talk to you. Don't give me that face, Randall. I'm soft and squishy. He didn't seem to be buying it. I'm not gonna blame you. It was hard to blame him, considering the stunt I pulled last night. Ah, fuck it. Even if you came to spy on me, at least you're good entertainment. There's probably nothing Queen Bitch doesn't know about me already, so stop standing there and come inside. Yay! The background is so cool. I'm just gonna let it pan over. Is this layered? It's probably layered. It's not moving that smoothly. Could probably have gone a little faster, unless going a little faster would have like made it worse. Randall beckoned me impatiently into the house, so I followed him past the sandy threshold. The living room was far from empty. A number of vampires crowded around in conversation, some standing and others lounging on the chairs and couches. But when they noticed me, the chatter dropped into a low, guarded murmur, and sharp looks flew at me from all directions. I made a mistake. Baby. What is that poster? Is that what he has on his shirt? I don't know. Probably not. Hello everyone, wiggle my fingers. Sorry, am I intruding on something? Or, well, you guys are a welcoming bunch. Or, say silent. Yes, say silent. It's between, sorry, am I intruding on something? Or, well, you guys sure are a welcoming bunch. Oh god, this is us. This is also us, though. I wish I had a coin. I don't. Well, let's go. 1 and 2. Generate. 2. Well, you guys sure aren't a welcoming bunch. A few snorts and scoffs echoed around the room, but no one looked particularly amused. Hey, isn't that the kid who gave you the knife, Randall? Yeah, I thought I recognized his face. A few vampires raised their voices wearily, glancing between Randall and me. Am I saying that right? Wearily? There's a lot of words that I've only ever read and never heard out loud. And it's really concerning when I read visual novels, because I'm like, I don't know what that even means on top of everything else. Relax. We worked it out, alright? Randall eyed the vampires who'd raised their hackles, wearing the slightly disappointed look of an older brother dealing with immature siblings. He's a newbie who was at the wrong place at the wrong time, that's all. Have some goddamn empathy, guys. A moment later, their hostile gazes began melting away, and the room echoed with a few sheepish coughs and grumbles. Shit, I guess you're right. Like usual. It's kinda easy to forget sometimes that we all had it rough at the start. I love him! The chatter gradually resumed to its previous volume, and with the exception of a few lingering glares, the hostility in the room subsided. It was like Randall had flipped some kind of switch. I'd seen at the garage how much this group listened to him, but it seemed even more obvious now. Sorry about that, kid. Clearing his throat, Randall let out a faint chuckle. Everyone's just a little jumpy with this war shit going on, and with you working for Charisse, they don't hesitate to get defensive. It's fine. I get why they'd be suspicious of me, or they could at least give me the benefit of the doubt. Sheesh. Or, I think you should train your guard dogs better. Oh no. Oh no. It's fine. I get why they'd be suspicious of me. Good. Don't take it too personally, okay? Love how he looks. Oh god. He is so pretty. God. Ugh. Just how things work around here. For now, anyway. He glanced away for a moment, an idle smile flickered across his lips. Anyway, come on over to the couch. Let me introduce you to a few folks. Once they meet the big old evil Antonio in the flesh, maybe they'd warm up to you. I like that they put the name that you chose like pretty often as well. It's really good. I like it. With one hand gently steering my shoulder, Randall led me through the throngs of vampires, and I felt numerous gazes on me as we passed by. We ended up in front of a small group sprawled on the sofa and chairs, their conversation quickly dying down as we approached. Hey everyone! Give Antonio here your best welcome. A mumbled chorus of highs and hays rose up from the group, not exactly ringing with enthusiasm. But I noticed one girl hasn't said anything at all, and judging from his raised eyebrow, Randall had noticed too. What was that, Marla? God, I love this sprite! It's so good! Come on, cut the sulking act for half a minute and give him the winning smile you got. When he addressed the girl, a pretty vampire with a wealth of curly hair restrained by a headband, she let out a long groaning sigh. Alright. Hi, newbie. I'm Marla. I fix cars and kick the asses of people who mess with our clan. You might want to keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind! Hi, Marla. I'm Antonio. Or, you sound awesome, we should be friends. Or, nod but stay silent. Or, I'll file that away under things I don't really care about. This is too enthusiastic. It's not really us. It's between actually like this nod and but stay silent, but that's rude. Hi Marla, I'm Antonio. Yeah, I know. Hi. She responded stiffly, making no attempt to hide her mistrust. Don't blame me. Alright now, over here we've got Marla's boyfriend and our resident gunsmith, Z. He pointed towards a young Asian guy leaning against Marla's side, his shaggy black hair obscuring one eye. Oh, silence. Oh! Ziggy smiled shyly at me, nodding his head a little. Gulp. I'm weak. Hello Ziggy, nice to meet you. Or cat got your tongue or what? Or guns, huh? I might need you to hook me up. Or nods back silently. Hello Ziggy, nice to meet you. He nodded at me again, mumbling out something that's probably a you too, but I couldn't quite tell. Zig never really says a whole lot, but he's a good kid. Good with guns too. Most of us have to pack heat when we go near Hollywood these days. And let's see, this fine lady here is... Oh. My Spanish and English are clashing together, and it's like, you gotta say it properly, bitch. Joaquina? Yes, let's see, this fine lady here is Joaquina, our damsel from the age of the Wild West. I'm gonna slowly learn how to say this name. The next vampire Randall mentioned to was a much older woman, probably nearing her 70s. She looked Hispanic with long gray hair and a wrinkled face. I should know how to say this name. She's everyone's grandma, except instead of baking cookies, she likes to sharpshoot motherfuckers who cross too many lines. Power to the grandma. Step on her toes and she'll lasso your ass and drag you off a cliff. I'll keep that in mind. Howdy, Antonio. That little jig you pulled at the parking garage damn near had my side splitting open. Just try not to pull it again, or else I might have to split your insides open. Eh? Eh? That gave me a teasing grin. Joaquina broke into a deep, raspy laughter that Randall instantly joined in on. That was a one-time thing, don't worry. Or, sorry, no promises. Or, stay silent and watch them. That was a one-time thing, don't worry. Well, you turn it back around an old queen bitch, and you won't be hearing any more complaints from me. I love her. She waved a finger in the air, then jabbed it towards me encouragingly. Alright, alright. Last but not least, our new and lovable scaredy cat. Oh yeah, you guys already met, didn't you? Oh, is this the guy from... Is this the guard? As Randall gestured me to the last man on the couch, I realized I'd seen him before. I'm sorry! You got your money though! I'm not sorry! Pay me back! The same thug who was guarding the parking garage. When our eyes met, he grimaced and quickly looked away, pulling his hood further over his head. Dude! He was one of the newest vampires in LA before you came along, Antonio. So he didn't know his ass from his hole in the ground either. I'm so sorry! Go on, Jack, don't be shy. Yeah, I'm Jack. He cleared his throat. Oh my god, if we actually... If we didn't go with the money option, this would be so much more embarrassing. He cleared his throat, eyes darting nervously between Randall and me. I really don't need the cash you gave me or anything. It was kinda all one big joke. Just take it back, man. Oh, he's giving me back my money. Wondering sheepishly, he reached in his pocket and pulled out a small roll of bills, stuffing it into my hand. Oh, you don't have to give it back. Or, thanks, that's very honest of you. Or, why not use it to pay for a course in ethics? Oh no. Oh, you don't have to give it back. I mean, it just didn't feel right, I guess. What do I need money for anyways? I'm still getting used to this life and all. Shit. Okay, I think that's everyone. Loudly clearing his throat, Randall eyed Jack for a moment, who sank into the sofa as Joaquina patted his shoulder. Big bad softie. That didn't make sense, but okay. Alright guys, me and Antonio will let you go back to whatever your gossip you were throwing around. Huh? You're not staying? Give me a few minutes, I gotta talk to Antonio outside about something. Mm-hmm. His eyes darted over to meet mine, tinged with a sharp curiosity. Nod to the group, it was nice meeting you all, or but I want to stay. Or, let's go then, or raise an eyebrow. Nod to the group, it was nice meeting you all. Well, you two take care out there, but if any hopheads on the beach give y'all trouble, let me know and I'll pick them off from the window. Joaquina, no! Yeah, maybe don't do that. With that, we left the laughing group to themselves, though their gazes still followed Randall after we turned away. Somehow the room's energy seemed to be focused on him. Like everyone was always aware of Randall's presence, even if they weren't actively watching his towering figure. Outside, Randall lowered himself onto the porch stairs, mentoring me to sit down beside him. The waves gently crashed and fell in the distance, rippling beneath the moonlight. Hope I didn't throw you off too much back there. But hey, I don't like to break the ice so much as smash it with a fucking hammer. Thanks for trying, but they're really not my type. Or, yeah, I can see that. Or, you did a good job, I understand the clan a little better now. I like this one. You did a good job. I understand the clan a little better now. Well, thanks, newbie. It means a lot to me hearing you say that. They all come from different places, and they all got real different stories, but everyone comes together here. He paused, his gaze flickering from my face to the dark ocean. Behind us I can hear the muffled sounds of laughter and chatter drifting warmly from the inside. Oh, we're getting serious here. Music changed. When Randall turned back to me, a faint shadow clouded his face. It was a different look from the one he'd worn inside the house. Almost offensive. If you really weren't sent here by Charisse. I'm guessing there's something on your mind, right? Like, I love his face. It's so angry. It's so good. The artist did such a good job. Such a good job. I love it. Well, Charisse told me I should find a mentor, or you seem like the nicest vampire I've met, so I came to ask for help, or I just feel sort of lost. Being thrown into this world is a lot to take in. Be honest? I wonder what's saying, like, she told me to find a mentor would do. I'm not saving, by the way, usually. The only times I save now is like when I think it's gonna be like a turning point, or when I stop the part. So like I'm fully committing with my choices, even though I have the urge to save. Well, Charisse told me I should find a mentor. Wait, she told you that? And you came to me? Oh Jesus. Randall erupted in a fit of laughter, wheezing delightedly and slapping his thigh. Care to explain the joke? Or are you okay? Or stay silent? I'm gonna stay silent for this one. It's just... I can't tell if you came to me to spite her because you thought it would be a good idea, or if you actually haven't met anyone else. They're all really bad. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't really give off the wise old teacher vibe. Wise old stoner, maybe. But hey, I guess you were serious, huh? Shit. He let a long, deep sigh, watching me broodingly for a long few moments. Please, Randall, will you help me? Or would I be a burden if you took me under your wing? Or, well, I didn't come here for a pity party, I can always find someone else. Would I be a burden if you took me in? Would I be a burden if you took me under your wing? Fuck's sake, kid, don't pull the guilt trip shit on me. I already got a soft heart, you don't have to trample on it. I'm just being honest! I also have a soft heart, I'm squishy. You're not a burden either, you're an unlucky newbie, and I get that. With a frustrated grunt, Randall ran a hand through the back of his hair. He seemed to be wrestling with his own thoughts. Look. I might be able to help you figure things out if you tell me what you want, now that you're a vampire. You do know what you want, right? Fuck. No, I don't. Choices. Let's see what we have to choose from. I want to have friends and be close to people again. I feel like I'm all alone now. Or I want to become a power player, not somebody's lackey. Or I want to do whatever the hell I want. Or I have to learn more about this world before I make no decisions. That is me! I also like the first one. I'm gonna save here. Just to have, like, something. In case I feel bad about my choices. We're going backwards! Let's go forwards again. There we go. I have to learn more about this world before I make any decisions. Huh. I guess that's pretty smart. Or at least Would normally be smart. Coming in right now, though, with tension so high and everyone backstabbing their bunkmates, anything you learn probably won't be pretty. He fiddled with one of the laces on his boots, staring down at the footprint-covered sand for a few moments. Alright, now listen to me a second, Antonio. I like your style, so I'm gonna make you an offer. You keep working for Queen Bitch, for now at least. You don't have to act happy about it, but don't make her think you're a threat either. If she tries to make any moves against me, or make a treaty with the Goths to take us down, tell me as soon as you can. She might slip you false information, but I can usually snuff out the truth. You can do that. And in return, I'll teach you how to keep your spirits as a vampire in LA. The way me and my group stay strong. Maybe I'll help you figure yourself out a little more. How's that sound, newbie? Thank you, Randall. This really means a lot to me. Or, sign me up. But could you stop calling me newbie? Or, alright, I'm in for now. Thank you, Randall. This really means a lot to me. Well, it works for the both of us. Queen Bitch must be getting desperate for new grunts. So if she starts trusting you, this makes you a perfect spy. And you know you're alright, kid. I think you might have found where you belong. Stop saying these things, I'm really squishy and soft. He stuck out a large, calloused hand for me to shake, staring intently into my eyes. Oh, this is a thing I pointed out when I played the demo. As I reached out for his hand, I noticed a bandage in the middle of his palm, though there wasn't any smell of blood. In case you didn't watch my LP of when I played the demo, the updated demo for this game, my editing self noticed the bandages on his palms, and I was like, hello? Is he Vampire Jesus? Messiah? Vampire Messiah? I was like, this really ups the game! What am I supposed to do? And I think that's one of the reasons why I liked Randall, or why I chose Randall, because I'm like interested in what the heck that's about. Is it like what caused him being turned into a vampire? What is it? I want to know. Unless it tells me right now, then I'm gonna be like, cool, awesome. Hey, don't leave me hanging here. Randall leaned forward to clasp both of his hands around my own, dwarfing it in his giant palms. After a few firm shakes, he uses his hold to pull me in a little closer. Whoa, boy, hold on. I couldn't tell if it was on purpose or just something he did on instincts, considering the aggressive nature of his blood. And Antonio, the first thing I want you to learn is to always obey yourself. Randall's fingers tightened a little bit around my hand, squeezing it almost painfully hard. Never believe anyone is better or more worthy than you. Never let your mind be a slave to someone or something else. Oh god, my heart. No masters, no idols, no kings. I hope you take that to heart. Even after he stopped speaking, his quiet words echoed in my mind, like a tolling bell slowly fading into silence. Was he threatening me? Warning me? Testing me? Whatever it was, I could tell he wasn't kidding around. I won't bow down to anyone, Randall. You can count on that, or, alright, I'll remember that. Or, is there a reason you're telling me this? Between the last two, because of how the devs, or the writing put it, was he threatening me, warning me, or testing me, I want to choose the last one. Is there a reason you're telling me this? It's the most important thing to remember. And I never want us to stand on different levels. A smirk wormed onto his lips, and he gave my hand one last strong squeeze before finally letting me go. We'd shared no body warmth, obviously, but I still felt the roughness of his bandaged palms lingering on my skin. Good. I got a promising feeling about this. And I hope you put your mind to rest some, kid. Don't want you going back sadder than a box of kittens in the rain. Oh. Okay. I think this is the thing. You could still be friends with the other two. So if you choose Randall, like I have, you could still be friends with Keith and Marcus. And I really want to do that. So I'm gonna try real hard to befriend them and be like friends with them. But if I fail, I'm gonna be super sad. Listen, I need to get some planning done for a little Iskari party crash I'm doing tomorrow. Don't want you to think I'm kicking you out, but I kinda am. Grinning apologetically, Randall pushed himself up to his feet, rubbing the small of his back. Then he extended a hand, palm down, to help me up. My hesitation must have been obvious because Randall let out a bark of laughter. Not squeezing this time, I promise. Alright, but only because you promised, take his hand, or grab his hand with a squeeze, or I'm good thanks, stand up by myself. I like the second one, just because it's like, bitch, I can do it too! I wonder what it would do. I'm really interested to see what happens, right? Okay, let me think about this. Grab his hand with a squeeze. Is that a power move though? Or, Randall winked at me as I grabbed his hand, letting him pull me onto my feet. But as I turned to step off the porch, Randall stopped me, tugging lightly on the back of my jacket. Hey, Antonio. Night after tomorrow, how about we go grab some drinks? Say around midnight? There's a place called Saturnalia. Saturnalia. Oh fuck, I forgot how to say this word. It's the place that Heath works at. Runs. There's a place called Saturnalia, run by one of Sharice's bitch boys. No, don't call him that. He is my love. I still have strong feelings for him. Shh. But at least he serves the stuff that won't make us sick. Are you asking me out? Sure, why not? It'll be good to let off some steam. Or, are you asking me out? Or, I got nothing better to do. I'll pencil you in. Between the two, the first two, I don't know what to choose. I just like the second one, but the 3 dots, the ellipses that follow it. I just want to see what happens. No, fuck. Committing! I'm just asking you to chat with me over a glass of typo negative, that's all. It'll be a quiet place for us to get to know each other a little better. Well, then you're basically asking me out as a date to learn about each other. Sounds fun to me, but you're buying, or then I'll be there, or I've got nothing better to do, I'll pencil you in. Then I'll be there. Alright, I'll see you then. You can ask someone at the hotel for directions. Those Iskari fuckers are always hanging out there. Now enjoy the rest of your night, kid. And hey, I'm glad you came by. After I stepped off the patio and back onto the beach, Randall gave me one last warm smile. I called out a farewell, but my voice was followed by the drone of endless waves crashing on the shore. I spent the rest of the night mingling with mortals, curious about my new skills. Immediately, I noticed that people treated me in a different way. No matter what I said, it seemed easier to persuade them, like my words had a magic effect. And sometimes, when I made eye contact with a nearby human, they started to look almost mesmerized. Was this part of my power? But as I toyed with my persuasive talents, I noticed something unsettling. Every time I tried to charm someone, I lost all sense of self for a split second. It was like I only existed through their eyes, in their world, and my heart felt like an empty hollow shell. Ooh, is that a curse? Oh, feeling things. I'd have to be careful with my abilities, because if I strain them too hard, that disturbing feeling might stick in my mind permanently. Ooh. So I guess like if we have chances to use our powers, we shouldn't use them that often if we want to stay as we are. It's interesting. Finally, as I started heading back to the hotel, a fresh hunger stirred in my gut. Sunrise still an hour off, so I could feed from a human if I wanted to. Drink from a human or drink from a blood pack? How important is this choice? Shit. Drink a blood pack? Does this affect? I don't know how this is gonna affect the story if I keep drinking from blood packs, but I think at some point I'm gonna have to drink from a human. Just to feel sated, probably. Well, let's drink from a blood pack. Drink a blood pack. I shook my head. I wasn't ready to drink from another living thing. I'd just drink a leftover blood pack from my fridge. It didn't satisfy me nearly as much as warm blood, but it would have to do. By the time I returned to my hotel, settling in for the night, everything was beginning to feel more natural. It was still bizarre to think I'd been turned into a blood-sucking pretty corpse, but I realized something important. I could use my house to better understand myself, or my house didn't have to define my nature. That's so... Cause yeah, I was thinking like, as an Iskari, sort of siding with the Mavar, how would that affect things? Like, when you're in a house, you sort of have like loyalties and ties to that house. So going against that, I wonder how that'll work out. My house didn't have to define my nature. It didn't have to, like... I like this. I like how this is worded. So, my house didn't have to define my nature. Although my Iskari blood reflected my personality, I didn't have to conform to it. I'd follow my mind and desire to do what I wanted, not just what my blood wanted me to do. It sort of like ties in with what Randall said. Like, you do you. Don't bow down to anyone else. As morning crept closer and I curled up on the bed to hide away from the sun, I resolved to keep that promise. After all, undead or not, the week wouldn't last long in Hollywood. Alright, I'm ending it here for this part. I know these videos are coming out really slow, but like I said before, I'm trying to manage my time. I have some stuff in real life that I'm trying to like navigate through. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope to see you in the next part. Take care. Bye. We're still reserved. Human like, got that diplomatic up a little higher. We got some rep with the Mavar. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, how will this story go? I cannot wait to see.